Erin Hobson with Rhinebeck School of Music, and in this lesson we're going to learn two more chords, E minor and D, and then you can play songs in the key of G. So maybe you've looked at the chord diagram for the D chord and wanted to run away, but I'll give you a couple tips on how to make it a little bit easier. So in most traditional chord diagrams you'll see the D like this. So a bar, you're doing a bar chord. So a bar chord is taking your finger and putting it across all of your strings at the same time. So the D is a bar chord. And I'll give you a couple tips. One, you don't want to flatten your finger straight across like this. You want to kind of tilt it on the side because that way you can reach things a little better with these fingers. So if you can see, I'm tilting my finger a little bit to the left that way. So a lot of people try to do this straight on and it doesn't really work as well. And you want to get it close to the fret but not on top of the fret. So if I'm too far to the left, it's going to buzz a lot. But getting it closer to the fret, there's a little sweet spot in there that if you hit it just right, it'll sound really nice. So that's the first thing. You want to get comfortable barring, and that's a hard thing for a beginner to do. And you can just move your finger around and practice that. The bar chord. It's as if you had a capo. If you know what a capo is, it's a clamp that goes across your fretboard. So it's like your finger becomes the capo now. So you can do all these movements, moving chords up and down the neck. So if you're a beginner, you might want to just do that. And if you just play these three strings on your ukulele, the G, the C, and the E string together, and barring that second fret, you can get away with playing your D chord like that. If you want a little more of a challenge, you can put your pinky on the 5th fret and add that D octave on the A string there. And that sounds a little better and a little brighter, but you may not be there yet. So if you're a beginner, you can just start with these three like that. And if you're not a beginner, or if you want to challenge yourself as a beginner, you can add your pinky there. So that's the D chord. And the other chord I want to introduce to you today is the E minor chord. So I call this the staircase chord because if you put your pointer finger on the 2nd fret of the A, and then you kind of build a little staircase. So this one's on the 2nd fret A, middle finger on the 3rd fret of the E, ring finger on the 4th fret of the C string. And you can strum all of those, and that's your E minor chord. That's sort of the beginner way to play it. Some chord diagrams show you like this, putting this added finger up here. So the ring finger on the 4th fret top string, and then the pinky underneath on the 4th fret C string. So that's a little bit more of an advanced way to play that E minor chord. In the beginning, for my beginners, I usually just show them this way, the staircase chord. So just practice going back and forth between those chords. If you want the beginner way, it would just be your one finger here on the 2nd fret to the staircase, E minor here. So just practicing going back and forth between that. If you're a little more advanced or you want to get more advanced, you can do the D this way and the E minor this way. So your D this way or your E minor this way. So now that you have these two chords, we can start adding them into songs. So the first song that you can learn, and this is in the original key, is The Horse with No Name, because it's 2 chords the whole way through. You get away with just playing your E minor for 4 beats to your D. And I'm just playing the easy versions of these chords for now, because I'm assuming a lot of people watching these videos are going to be complete beginners. Been through the desert on a horse with no name. It felt good to be out of the rain. 'Cause in the desert you can't remember your name. 'Cause there ain't no one for to give you no pain. La 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 la. And that one you can put the recording on and it should be in the original key, and just 4 beats of E minor, 4 beats of D. Horse with no name. So the next one I'm going to show you is Zombie by the Cranberries. And this is a 4-chord song. So this one is straight 8th notes. I'll show you how to do that. But the chords are E minor to C to G to D. So this is a basic strum. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. Those are quarter notes. So now we can get into 8th notes. And that's just doubling that. So 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. And so that's the real beat of the song is in 8th notes. You can start with quarter notes because that's easier than just feeling where the beat is, but the actual strumming pattern is in 8th notes. So next one that's good to learn is Knockin' on Heaven's Door. So we do this one in the key of G. I'm actually not sure what Dylan did it in, but I know that Eric Clapton did a version that was in the key of G, and Guns N' Roses did a version that was in G but tuned down, so technically G flat. So maybe the Eric Clapton version, but that's more of a reggae version, but it's in this key of G at least. So 2 strums on G, 2 strums on D, 4 strums on A minor, 2 strums on G, 2 strums on D, 4 strums on C. And that's the whole song over and over again. Knock, knock, knocking on heaven's door. 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 So last one I'm going to show you is Brown Eyed Girl, Van Morrison. So this one has 2 sections, a verse and a chorus. So the verse is just G, 2, 3, 4, C, 2, 3, 4, G, 2, 3, 4, D, 2, 3, 4. 3, 4, C, 2, 3, 4, G, 2, 3, 4, D. Hey, where did we go? Days when the rains came down in the hollow, playing a new game, skipping and running. Hey, hey, I don't really know the words. In the misty morning fire with our hearts are jumping, and it goes to C, 3, 4, D, my brown-eyed G, E minor, C to D, my brown-eyed girl. Ba-da-da-da-da-da. So you can get the chart for that one, you can look it up. It's in the original key, so that one you can play along to as well. And hopefully that has shed some light on the D and E minor chords and given you a couple of things that you can practice to apply those.